going on, guys? Dominic with Steel here, and we are at AB Night Vision with Adam Barker. And AB Night Vision is one of the few night vision housing manufacturers that from start to finish do everything in-house. Adam's going to kind of go over his history, and then we're going to go out and showcase, you know, all the processes and procedures. But Adam, why don't you dive into your history about AB Night Vision and how you got started?
Okay. Well, I was an engineering student, mechanical engineering at Virginia Tech, and I got a job with ITT Night Vision doing manufacturing engineering. And I was working with the image intensifier tubes, and I guess I probably worked 5 semesters or so there, but I saw the housing parts laying around, and mechanical brain, that part made sense to me, so I started trying to come up with designs when I graduated, and we moved to Richmond for about 3 years, and I worked out of a 1-car garage doing my machining there on manual machines and selling those products. And then we moved back to the family farm in Mendota, Virginia. And we had a renovated farm shop there, a renovated farm garage, and we got a CNC machine, and we started building our assembly team, and at the time it was just one machinist. And after a few years, in 2013, we had about 8 guys and 2 CNC machines working out of about 1,200 square foot, and it was really tight. Yeah. and everybody was coming in and going out of our driveway at 6 o'clock in the morning, which my family loved when the dogs would bark. But we moved to a building in town. It was 6,000 square foot, and we thought we had a lot of room to expand and grow. And it started filling up pretty quick. We ended up with about 10 CNC machines before we left there, had our machining team and our assembly team. And about 2 years ago, we bought this property. We got about 20,000 square foot and a little better setup. And we'll go see that if you'd like.
Yeah, awesome. Let's go head out there and you can show us everything. All right, guys, we are in the machining facility for AB Night Vision. Adam, why don't you kind of go through the processes from start to finish on how everything goes?
Okay, so we start with bar stock material. Sure. And then CNC saw cuts it up into chunks like this. And this will be the upper housing for an RVM monocular. Awesome. And we can go see the next step.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with this, and then after it goes through the first step of machining, looks like that. We got a lot of material cut away, but some more to go. Second operation, we'll put it back in, and then it comes out as a finished umper.
Very awesome. And for those of you that don't know, this is the RVM14, so the monocular that you guys know and love. This is kind of the process of building that part and getting it to dealers like us and then out the door to you guys.
So on any of our products, everything you see other than the screws or small electrical components get made here in-house.
Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of one of the key things with AB Night Vision, guys. They are physically machining these parts here, and when we go over to the other building, they're doing all the assembly and Cerakote work on all the housings that you guys buy.
All right, so here are the lowers for the RVM housings. We've got a machine down on the other end doing the first operation on them now. So they go from a rectangular block of billet material, get machined out, and then the second operation we'll do over here and finishes them up.
Awesome. And this is the lower portion to the RVM, so you take the upper and combine it and you get the full monocular housing. Very cool.
Yep. And it's all 70-75 aluminum.
Awesome. Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. We've got various other operations going on, down to the smallest parts. Here's a sealing nut that goes on the switch of the RVM. So it seals the shaft and seals against the face to prevent any water incursion.
How long would you say it took to build up the fleet of machines you have here? Because obviously these machines are not cheap. So how long do you think it took to get here?
We started with our first one in 2008 and then got the second one a couple years later. 2013, we got a couple more machines, and a couple years after that, we've got the Haas VF2, and we thought, man, that machine's fast.
Right.
And then we stepped up to the brother machines, and it smokes them.
Awesome, yeah. It's cool to see, you know, how everything's laid out. Everything's nice and clean here. You know, you guys making everything in-house is awesome, even down to the bolt that secures the switch on the battery pack. You guys also make mounts, I believe, here as well, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
I think we've got a couple of little components going on with mounts down here right now. Oh, I think he's finished the run and they're out of here.
Gotcha. All good.
But anyhow, the front body for the mounts, you've got a wear plate goes inside, and then a slippery wear plate goes inside of that.
Very nice. And which mounts do you guys make again? I believe
These are the
Fury,
Storm
right?
and Fury.
Nice.
They're for the Anvis ball plunger type mounts.
Nice. Very nice. And then over here, you guys make you know, the lock rings. I believe you guys also make the eyepiece lock rings as well.
We do
here as well.
So these are the, what do you call them, the D-rings?
D-collars, yeah.
D-collars.
Yeah.
The infinity focus rings with the lens retention on there. And we start those on the CNC lathes, and then we bring them over here and do the finish operation on a mill.
Very nice.
Down here is the first operation on the RVM lowers. So starts as that chunk. You can see it working in there.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, why don't we head down to kind of the assembly and Cerakote operations and show them what goes on down there?
Sounds good.
Cool. And
you like this one a lot better than you would have liked the last one.
All right, guys, we're here in the Cerakote and assembly building. Adam, why don't you kind of tell us what goes down in here? Okay,
so we've got all of our machined parts come over from the other building. And when they come over here, we've got a couple of guys that are parts prep. So they'll take that and they'll deburr the parts, they'll tumble them, they'll media blast, whatever is necessary to turn that into a usable part. We'll send it off for anodize for all the aluminum parts. And then when they come back, if they need Cerakote, like the RVM lowers we were looking at in the other building.
Yep.
Here's one that's partially through assembly, but it's a black anodize, and there's Cerakote. We do a lot of flat dark earth Cerakote work. And then these guys will take all of the components, you know, we've got it divided up into sections by product over there, and they take all the components, do the electrical assembly, all the soldering work, all of the mechanical assembly, and then all of the QC checks. Once they build one up, they check the electronics before they call it done and hand it off to QC.
Sure.
And then QC will do at least 2 electronics checks on it before they go out, trying to check everything, eliminate failures before they leave the building.
Right.
And stuff like the purge, waterproofness, we check that twice.
What would you say your guys' RMA rate is?
We're currently looking at about 1.5%, and every time we get one back that has a problem, then of course we take care of it and get it back to the customer as quickly as possible.
Right.
But then we learn from it and we try and refine our process and get that number down.
Very nice. Yeah, I will say AB Night Vision probably has the best I guess finished good we receive, where we don't really have any issues with it, and obviously that RMA rate kind of speaks for itself. So that's very good to know.
We've got a lot of products in different phases of production right now. rnvgs, getting them made up. Those are some variable gain rnvgs. We've got a lot of helmet mounts being made here. Some of the helmet mount parts I was trying to find in the other building to show you.
Right.
Here's the mount they go into, and we sell the Storm and Fury for the ground helmet or flight helmet.
Very nice.
Just got various components in various stages all over the building. Here are the articulating units. They're being wired up. Battery packs. Getting those wired up. We've got some finished battery packs down here. These are, looks like they're in the process of electrical QC on those.
Very cool. And you also do all your guys' Cerakoting in-house as well.
Yes.
I believe that's through that door.
That?
Yeah, let's go look at that.
We were talking about the different steps of it. So here's the part as it comes over from machining.
Right.
And then after it's been tumbled and media blasted, has that matte finish to it. And then we get them anodized, and it provides a nice matte black finish, but it adds durability.
Right. Cool.
We got some Cerakote parts here. Those are for RNVGs.
Very nice.
This is the dirty side of the operation over here. We've got our lasers. We'll use the fiber laser for doing things like putting logos and serial numbers on the units. And then we've got a CO2 laser we'll use for cutting out flat parts from Delrin plastic.
What do you guys have in over here?
Cerakote. So these are parts that have been prepped for Cerakote. So they get a little irritated if I start getting fingerprints on them. But those are ready to Cerakote, and then some of them are already done.
Very cool.
Ready for assembly. And we've just got a paint room back here.
So this is where everything gets kind of hung and you coat it up. Very cool.
So after everything's degreased thoroughly, then we put them on hangers, do the mix of the Cerakote, paint them on, and then it's a thermoset epoxy, basically. It's a heat cure, so we hang them in the oven and cure them, and it's an extremely durable coating.
Yeah, awesome. And I guess here is the tumbler machine too, to kind of refine the finish.
So our parts guys will put, like, here's some articulating bridges that are ready to go through the tumbler, and it'll break any sharp edges on them.
Right.
And then we'll media blast to get a nice matte finish.
Awesome, very cool. All right, well guys, this is their kind of assembly and Cerakote. Adam, why don't we go up to the main building and kind of close out the video?
Sounds good.
Cool. Before we close out the video, we do have a special announcement. Adam is currently working on a variable gain rnvg-a. Adam, do you kind of want to discuss that?
Okay. Well, we're just starting the design on it. We're getting ready to make our first prototypes, got our first 3D prints to check out and check the fit of everything. We're hoping to have the prototypes out for SHOT Show, so everyone can check them out there. And then we're anticipating release in second quarter of next year.
Awesome. And you guys do all the design work in-house.
Yes.
I believe even you are the man behind the plan with all that stuff. Very cool. Awesome. Well, you heard it here first with Adam. The AB Night Vision rnvg-a will have a manual gain version. Hopefully we'll have it at SHOT Show and Q2 hopeful release. If you guys have any questions about anything in this video, drop a comment below. We'd be happy to assist. And as always, stay nocturnal.